the overall qualifying, basically, race 3 is what we're seeing. Fastest in that qualifying session was Deegan Fairclough with Alex Ninovich alongside for Rodin, so it's Hi-Tech and Rodin on row 1. Finsis by Argenti, Rowan Campbell-Pilling pulled it right out of the bag in qualifying. He starts 3rd from another Hi-Tech runner, Mika Abrahams. James Higgins for Rodin next up from Reza Seaworthen for Hi-Tech. He is 6th. Zach Skula, who won the rookie race in the last one, and Juanput Sway for Finsis by Argenti. Jack Sherwood next from August Raber, then Abby Pudding 11th. Leo Robinson lines up in P12. Martin Molnart and Alex Berg on row 7. Kai Darianani with Joel Bergstrom on row 8. Row 9, Bart Harrison and Max Dodds. I think Max might be starting from the back. Chloe Chong, Nina Gabeman. Ella Lloyd, Yu Hao Fu, also known as Felix, I understand, starts at the back of the grid in the 99 car. So that's our grid. There is Ella, and we're showing you Ella because there was an incident in yesterday's race. Mika Abrahams had a partial stall on the front of the grid, and he's actually the car on the right, and Ella clashes into him, goes up on 2 wheels, and that brought out the safety car. The track was blocked, safety car actually went through the pit lane. Ella was okay, that's the main thing. Her mum was obviously, I think, having kittens at the time, rightly so, but Ella was okay. She was warned about one of the cars on the radio, because they have a radio system. I think when we were at Donington, Jade was saying about that they don't have a radio. They do have a radio, and it's like the radio having F1, because this is trying to mirror the driving experience that they get. So the engineers can talk to the drivers, and to be fair, you know, if Ella hadn't had the radio warning, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So let's see what we can get in race 3 of the weekend.
Fairclough and Ninovich on the front row of the grid. Campbell-Pilling and Mika Abrahams are behind, so away we go. It looks like Campbell-Pilling maybe slower away than he thought. He's fighting for 3rd place. Coming up from behind him, I think, is James Higgins, who's trying to get up into 3rd place, but Deegan Fairclough, they'll be keen not to let him get away.
I think it's Ninovich that's got the lead. He got a good start. I think Ninovich is leading. I think Fairclough's in 2nd, and that's Campbell-Pilling. No, that's another Hi-Tech car in 3rd.
It is Ninovich, isn't it? You're absolutely right. So Deegan, now we've got a race on.
Yeah, we certainly have. Let's see what Fairclough can do. He's got his teammate behind him. In fact, he's got both teammates behind. Seaworthen has got up to 4th as well, so great start from the Hi-Tech cars. A really good start from Ninovich in the Rodin car. So let's see how this unfolds. And further back, we've got some great battles with the XL cars, the CDR cars, another some JHR cars there as well, and Virtuosi. So Fortec running side by side there with JHR. And let's see if Fairclough goes for a move early on in the race. Ninovich has got that one covered. Yeah, well, certainly there was notice of intent, wasn't there, from Deegan Fairclough, but he doesn't hang about. He'll want to go out with another win. I mentioned just before the grid that he's got a race in hand points-wise. It's not unprecedented in F4. Alex Dunn, I think, has got the record for the biggest lead after 3 races of the season. Zach Skula looks to have a little look there. Zach, one of the new drivers, rookie driver in the championship, brand new team. XL Motorsport, wonderful to have them. Rookie win for him. CDR running well. So many great drivers. Here's the start, though, Phil. Yeah, you can see that Ninovich just got a very good start from 2nd place, which actually is always a better place to start. It's not quite as much in a dip, whereas pole is in the dip, and it's very easy to just bog down or get too much wheel spin, which it looks like that's what happened to Fairclough. Everyone else got through turn 1 nice and safely there. Ninovich's got it covered, but is Fairclough going for the inside? He's got it covered once again. He did a good job not to lock up there. Fairclough is on a mission.
Rodin will want to grab another win. They've won the reverse grid race, and most of these youngsters will tell you they're not interested in reverse grid race wins. I remember last year talking to Deegan when his head was on the floor after a rubbish qualifying at Knock Hill, and he said, I said, you know, go out and win the reverse grid. I don't want to win the reverse grid, I want to be P1 on qualifying. Yeah. And I get that, I understand it. Abby Pulling's going to take it for sure, winning the reverse grid race. She's over the moon about it.
Yeah.
And massive congratulations to her on doing so. But this is a keen battle. This is what we expected to see over the course of the season. Fairclough again has a look. He's leaving Ninovich in no uncertain terms, in no doubt that he is going for it.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like he was going for a move into paddock. It's a very difficult one to do that because it's a very fast corner. Seaworthen there in 4th. He's getting the 3-car tow at the minute. He's just set fastest lap of the race. So great effort from the newcomer coming out of Ginetta Juniors into F4 this year, joining a team that have won many races. He's just set fastest lap. He's pulled away from Higgins as well. Sherwood is in 6th. And like you said, we've got some the new team XL who have come over from the UAE, did a great job out in the UAE F4 Championship. and yeah, also doing a good job here in the UK. But that's Ninovic has just managed to pull away a little bit from Fairclough.
Fastest lap as well, yeah, fastest lap for Ninovic, who's getting into a little bit of rhythm, and he's been very quiet. You know, when you go around the paddock and talk to him, he does chat. He's a personable young man, but he just likes to keep his powder dry, keep a little bit in reserve. As we're watching Sherwood here heading this group, so we've got Sway behind him, Johan-Pieter Sway, and then Zak Skula in the pink trimmed white and blue car for XL Motorsport. The yellow numbers, again, I remind you, the numbers of the drivers that are first year car race drivers. So if you've done Ginetta Junior for a season, you don't count as a rookie. That's a little bit hard on the likes of Max Dart, and Sherwood goes wide, and Sway is going to go through on the inside. He's got the run now. Sherwood's going to maybe give him a little bit of a wheel bang here. He's certainly trying to be mindful of where he is, side by side across the line, but Johan-Pieter Sway has got the line coming into paddock.
Yeah, he certainly has. That was a mistake from Sherwood. He might be able to get it back on the cutback coming out of turn one. Yes, he has, but Sway has put him on the grass. A lot of wheel banging there. Managed to get away with it, but now looks like Skula is going to get down inside as they're still
sideways moment from Sherwood. Skula is coming up as well. Can he do the outside at Graham Mill Bend? That's nigh on impossible. I tell you what, he goes wide. Oh, Palmer will be sending him a picture of him going wide and onto the grass, and he drops back, and Abby Pulling comes up through now in the number 9 car. Abby Pulling has made fantastic progress here.
Yeah, she has. She's managed to get through with that, obviously, wheel banging that went on up at Druids, but yeah, Sherwood very aggressive there to try and keep his place. So yeah, I'm sure the stewards won't be too happy about that, but let's see how it unfolds for the rest of the race. But I love a little bit of hard racing.
This is such a competitive championship. We say it every year, but they really are stacking up, and that's Bart Harrison in the red and yellow 77 with CDR, the reigning rookie champions. Down behind him is Alex Berg in the number 8, trying to make his way up as well. Beg your pardon, Kai Darianani in the number 8. Alex Berg is ahead of them. He's in the 48 cars. No, but Sherwood getting it all sideways here on the replay.
He was so busy trying to keep Sway behind him that he had a big moment coming out of Druids when he just had a bit of opposite lock. As we go back to the leaders, I think Fairclough has now set the fastest lap of the race. Yes, he has, on a 45.7 with a 45.8 from the leader. So let's see if he's just trying to work out when the best place is to overtake. But black and white flag for number 7, so that's Fairclough.
It is Deegan Fairclough. So now what we don't get is any information as to what that might be for. One would assume track limits, fastest lap track limits. Yeah. It is, yeah, you're right, Phil. It is always.
Yeah, we've got the pictures to prove it, because we've got the sensors and pictures to prove it.
Oh God, don't get me started.
You and Tim, you love that.
I was going to say, me and Tim were chatting about it earlier. That's what's got me wound up. But let's see if Fairclough has now got a good run coming out of the last corner. He's not close enough, I don't think, for a move into paddock, but maybe he's going to have a run out of paddock into Druids. Maybe not, still not close enough, but he's definitely putting the pressure on, as now Reza Seaworthy has done the fastest lap of the race in 4th once again. So these high-tech cars who are trading fastest laps at the minute have obviously got something hooked up.
They're running well. Let's have a look at Ninovic and see. Ninovic is in the position that's the right one for him at the moment. He won't want the pressure, but he will want to stay there in front, and it's advantage to him. He's not got the advantage that Abby Pulling had in the reverse grid race. So we look at Rowan Campbell-Pilling, who is... What happened to Rowan? Because he started
3rd
lap down, isn't he?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I couldn't see what happened to Rowan. That's a big shame.
No, that is a shame, because yeah, like we said earlier, we did meet him at the media day here, or a test day here, and he was very chatty, talking about he's taking his driving test. Really nice lad, and yeah, showing some real good pace. So hopefully we'll see him further up again in the future.
It's going to see him lose the rookie championship lead to Sway now, and Skula's really come on form this round, which is great to see for the rookie championship. Martin Molnar is 3rd in the rookies at the moment, August Raber in 4th, so it's going to be tough, I think, to pick a rookie as we watch Fairclough. Now, those of you who are in mind, if Deegan Fairclough gets a penalty, I would say forget it, let's just enjoy the wheel-to-wheel race between these two.
Yeah, well, they will anyway, because they'll fight it out afterwards. But they won't worry about it during the race, because it will be a time penalty. We've got another one for number 29, so that's Raber in the Excel car.
Won't be a Raber party tonight then, will there?
Not with that black and white flag. So let's hope that they don't do any more track limits, because we don't want to see any time penalties. We saw enough of them in the Porsches. Obviously, that's a long race in the Porsches. This is pretty long. We're going to probably, we've obviously got another 12 minutes left.
And this is the shortest track we race on, so it's kind of inevitable, isn't it? You know, I think there's a little bit of leeway in terms of it. Trevor Williams, though, the clerk, of course, to be absolutely fair, is passionate about supporting these youngsters, mentoring them as best he can, and doing the best job that he can. He's a super bloke.
Well, that's what I like about the stewards nowadays. They're starting to try and use it more as an education to help the young drivers, because some of these are only 15, 16 years old. So, you know, they need to learn. They don't just need to be punished all the time. You need to learn from the mistakes. So I like that. And it's the same with the Ginetta Juniors. They're trying to do that a lot more as well.
Who are they?
What's
that?
Yeah, it's championship that used to be on this package. They fell out. It's a long story. I'll tell you another time.
But still running strongly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, still very good. And a lot of the drivers come from that category into this. And I've seen a lot of these names, including obviously the highest one there is Reza Seaworthen, who finished third in the championship last year in juniors. He's now obviously joined this team and this championship and running strong. He's still got the fastest lap of the race. So I don't know if he can do anything about his teammate Abrahams, who did it last year, as we know, with Fortec. He was very strong, didn't do the whole season, but was very strong with them, and now going for a championship campaign with Hitech.
Abrahams in third, second-year driver. It's the first time that he's raced here at the Indy circuit, because he wasn't old enough last year. He was only 14 when we came here last year, so missed, I think, 3 rounds and grabbed that fantastic win last time out. So we go back to Ninovic leading Fairclough. You mentioned Ginetta Juniors. Fairclough, BRSCC Fiesta Juniors.
Yes, that's right.
Equally as competitive a championship.
Yep.
Wonderful bit of club racing, and of course, if we're talking about junior racing as well, I'm going to give a shout out to the lads and girls at the Sax Max Championship as well. Probably not the Junior Saloons.
Saloon Car Championship.
So let's give them a shout out as well. And some great racing drivers coming through that wonderful competition too.
Exactly. That's where we get all the next breed of drivers from all those categories. It's where they can start their car racing very early at 14 years old. They start testing at 13, and then you can make a step into F4 when you're 15 years old. So
and then your mum and dad file for bankruptcy.
Yeah, that happens quite a lot.
I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not funny.
No, because you've got a lad that might start racing.
No, he's all right now. He's working. He's 18, so he's away on his own now. So this has been great though. Between Ninovic has driven superbly, soaked up pressure, and Ninovic of course hasn't really been in this situation where he's had long-term pressure from Fairclough so far. This is the first go for him in being in this situation, and this is going to set the tone in some ways for the rest of the year.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I believe is this battle between Rodin, who used to be Carlin, is now Rodin, being renamed, and up against Hitech. Same team, exactly.
I wish you hadn't said Carlin, because that's going to be in my head now. I'm going to call him it. You know?
Look, I even wrote it down on my notes earlier. Carlin. It's Rodin.
Old habits die hard, don't they?
So yes, the same team, same personnel, all at Rodin, and obviously Hitech stayed exactly as it was last year. And the battle has carried on as it has for the last few years. So yeah, it's always exciting. It's always good to have a good rivalry between teams and drivers. It's healthy for the sport. Obviously, it's got a bit of a moment there, as you can see. Ninovic just working hard on the wheel, as he had a little bit of a moment as he got on the throttle. That has given Fairclough a bit of a run, not enough to make a move. He's just showing his nose slightly, but I think he just needs to just keep looking after his tyres and seeing if he can make a move later on in the race, but only 2 tenths between them at the minute.
Ninovic coming in, of course, replacing effectively Louis Sharp, who's up racing in GB3 this year.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to call it Formula 3, but that's effectively the specification.
It's British Formula 3 at the end of the day, and it's a good spec car, another step up before they move on to something such as FIA Formula 3 or then eventually F2 and F1. But yeah, there's
well, to give a shout out actually to a certain Lando Norris for taking that first win.
He won this category. He's the first winner.
2015, wasn't it?
Yeah. Was it 15 or 14?
2015, I think.
Yeah.
And,
so
at this stage of 2015, Dan Tickton was leading the championship, believe it or not. And Nozza, as Jamie Carradine likes to call him. Nozza. Love that. Love Jamie and his affectations. Was 5th in the championship at that point. You never know, do you?
No, I know. Yeah, he came back strong, but Tickton had an awful. I remember it well. He had an awful middle part of the season, and he was obviously backed by Red Bull back then, and was definitely a star of the future. And
he had a hoo-ha with Ricky Collar, didn't he?
Yeah, we don't really want to mention that. That went a little bit too far, but he got banned for a bit. But he came back strong, and
he has come back well.
And driving for Formula E. As we see, Ninovic just running a little bit wide there again, coming out of clearways. I think that Fairclough's got a bit of a run. If we see them going to paddock, is he going to think about making
Here
a
he
move?
comes. Oh.
He's made Ninovic move to the inside. I think he should have waited and tried to do something up at Druids. He keeps showing his nose at paddock. But yeah, it's a big old stop on the brakes as you come into Druids, into second gear, using the hill to slow you down, using the camber as well to try and get the exit out of turn 2 into Graham Hill, which is turn 3. And it's there's sometimes a move on coming into the last corner, but you've got to be close enough through Surtees and then throw it down the inside coming into the last corner. But they're just a little bit too quick, these cars, and you can't really outbrake them into that corner. But
the previous spec car we would have done, I think, with
absolutely,
the tattoos, we would have seen that.
Yeah.
The other thing interesting coming back this year, Phil, is in terms of, obviously it's our first look at Alex Ninovic, but Deegan we know from last year, and we got to know him as a person, and he's just grown in, you know, maturity, confidence. He's not cocky, but he just has that little bit of assurance about himself now.
Yeah.
To know that he can do the job in hand, and I've got a feeling that he'll have a go for the lead, but I think he'll take second. He'll take the points for that and know that he can bank them and go away with a good lead this weekend.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a run here. This is a bit closer through Surtees. This is the move I'm talking about. Has he got enough to try and get down the inside? It doesn't look like it. Oh, maybe he has. Oh, there's a bit of contact. That's the move I'm talking about, but you can see they have made contact. He has got a bit of not damage on the front wing, but the wheel has definitely scrubbed the Pirelli sticker off. So that was the move I was talking about. He was just a little bit late for my liking. I don't know whether he...
and he's proved me wrong. He's not going to sit back and take second position. And I want you want to see a driver having a go.
Yeah.
And it is difficult. As you've said, as you described, it's so difficult to get the pass, but he doesn't care. He's going to go for it.
I think Ninovic actually made a little bit of a mistake and went a bit wider, and I don't think Deegan was thinking about going for the move, but as soon as the door opened, and if you open the door with Deegan about that, he's going to take it, he's going to fill it. So yeah, that gap was filled for sure, but let's just see again. You can see the lines are slightly different. You can see Ninovic is just taking a wider line, and that is what's allowed Deegan to get down the inside in the first place.
That wider line there is like the Formula Ford line, isn't it? Trying to get that run out of clearways and get a bit more momentum through onto the main straight, but it can leave the door open.
But the fast line is actually the tighter line, in my opinion. It depends how they have their cars set up. Yeah, you can really carry a lot of speed into the corner if you go in a little bit early, a bit like they do here at Druids. They turn in early, on the brakes all the way to the apex, on its nose, try and get it turned, and then give yourself the exit as well, so you get the best of both worlds. But Ninovic has obviously got a car that's working well for him by going for a wider line, able to turn it a lot easier on a wider line and still get the exit. But let's just watch them again as they come into the last corner once again. You can see, yes, again, the door's open. He's trying to fill it once again. That's just a different line setting, but I think Fairclough's got a bit of a run here. Ninovic's left it open. He's going to close it eventually.
That's the thing about coming onto the main straight here. It just closes down. He's almost having a look on the grass and very nearly paid a visit into the rear end of the lead car, but it's Ninovic still there out front. Fairclough in second. He's done it twice. He's probably going to have a third nibble now as they come up towards Druids. He's right in the wheel tracks of the lead car. Fascinating stuff from the Rocket F4 British Championship, certified by FIA. This is a step on the ladder up to Formula One. So important. Remember, Lando Norris has made it up there and won a GP for the first time last weekend. Ninovic affords himself a little look in the mirrors. This is the danger zone that Phil was talking about. Let's see how close he could get. I think there's a little bit more circumspect on the gap there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's pulled away a little bit. I think that Deegan maybe should have pulled out and gone a little bit wider as he was coming up to paddock on the previous lap. I think he almost couldn't see. He was hoping for Ninovic to go back for a normal racing line to try and open the door. But yeah, I think I was going to say we've only got long left now for another move. But I reckon that Deegan's not given up yet, has he?
No, he never does he, Deegan Fairclough? In whatever he is racing in. When we saw him at the end of last year, we didn't know whether he was going to be able to continue this drive or not. He won last year's drive by virtue of a sim racing competition, which I think had over 1,000 entrants, so he was, and that is a competitive world in itself, and took it. And I know he's very, very grateful for the support that he's had this year to get him on the grid again. And it's a good decision because it's great to see him driving with the likes of Ninovic, who's come from the other side of the world, as many drivers do, to ply his trade here, set himself up in a world-class championship. And this is Sherwood, isn't it? So 5th position for Sherwood. Then we've got Sway, Abbey Pudding, Skulak still second. Bart Harrison is getting closer to a rookie podium. He's behind Molnar in the 24 car, Harrison in the red and yellow 77. So always got to try and keep one eye on the rookies. But of course the main battle is out front, and it's Ninovic still there with Deegan Fairclough in that. Is it going to be a lucky 7 number for him this year? A lot of people say that. Not quite close enough now. And I tell you what, Ninovic knows that. He's a little bit wider here. He's obviously taking the line that he feels is quicker for him, but we're very much into the closing stages. Are we going to see a renaissance from Fairclough in these last couple of tours or not?
I tell you what, these two have been pushing each other hard, so they're obviously quick out front, but the other two high-tech cars behind, they're not far away at all, so they could end up with picking up some pace here if these two end up having a coming together with only a couple of laps to go. Let's see what happens. You've got a 5-second penalty for car 99.
It's Fu.
Yeah, Fu's got 5-second penalty. I think there's actually a few others with penalties which we've not seen, but which is a little bit of frustrating.
And that's the third change for third place there in the rookie standings, because going up into third is Bart Harrison in the Chris Dittman row. They're defending the rookie title, and Harrison has gone through.
They're coming together.
And there's contact.
I knew this would happen. I don't have to have another look at it, but that is Ninovic out of the race with another lap to go. He's gone down the inside. Oh, that could have been a big one. They've just got caught up on each other. I'll have to see the start of it. Look, he's left the door open once again. He's gone really wide, in fact. And in fact, nearly hit the grass. So Deegan had to fill the gap. Oh, it's just a little bit unfortunate that that corner is obviously, it's falling away. I actually don't think there's anyone to blame there. I think Ninovic has made him a massive
He was
mistake.
level with him, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was level with him.
Yeah. Now, is Deegan still leading, or is one of his teammates? It looks like...
Deegan's still there.
Yeah, so it's at the minute it's a high-tech 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Fairclough, Abraham, Seaworthen for high-tech, but yellow flags it out. I think this, we are going to see the end of the race here. Yeah, this is the final lap, so 1, 2, 3 for high-tech. Unbelievable.
Up to the checkered flag, Deegan Fairclough, a dramatic race, takes the win. Mika Abrahams is second. Reza Seaworthen is next up in third place. Then it's James Higgins. Yampid Sway wins the rookie category, taking 5th position. And in fact, Bart Harrison's got up into 2nd position in the rookies. That move on Molnar puts him up to 2nd in the rookies. So much to take away. Rookie podium completed by Molnar from August Raber. And just having a quick look down there, Abby Pudding made it through into 6th, so 5 places gains for Ali. Here's the repeat again.
Yeah, we just saw that Ninovic just lost it. He went in a little bit hot, went for that wider line, actually had a moment before, ran very wide, and then unfortunately it's very difficult when you come out of that corner, you're fully loaded,